Speaking about the bulks, we realized we have this first bulk catering to these three sets of analysis we did before. We spoke about the second bulk translating exactly the current situation into a desired objective, having a sentence or two or more, just translating the existing situation, the benchmark into an objective. And then we have the last part, which is the most advanced, and we'll start with position. We spoke about positioning, and now we'll speak about position. It's not the same. It's not the same. We can speak about perceptual gaps once we compare position and positioning. Positioning, if you remember, is the average location of the perceptions of targeted audiences once analyzing a brand against other brands. Let's leave it here. And position is where management wants you to be next year. So just having a very vague look at that, this is a perceptual map. And again, if you need the revision, you can go back and look for section 1.7 positioning. And then you can come back here. So positioning, if you remember, was X and Y. We have sets of attributes USP 1 and USP 2, unique selling propositions. We saw, for example, we are here. This year, we did a survey. We asked people from 1 to 4, us against competitors. All these C's represent competitors, direct competitors, 4 direct competitors. And again, in this example, if you need to go back and see what is competitive analysis, what are direct competitors, you can go back and look at section 1.3. And the management can say, listen, okay, we understand we're here. We want next year to move here on the map, to move. What does it mean to move? We are ready to invest money, marketing budgets, in order for the perception of target audiences to change. What is advertising all about? It's about affecting people to think differently and then to act accordingly. So it doesn't matter what are the elements here now, we can realize we are in a position, and it's called positioning because the target audiences have gathered. This is their average. The management says, listen, this is not good enough. We have a competitor doing better than us here. We want next year, we can invest the money. If you can guarantee, and it's very difficult to guarantee, but we can move towards this direction. And next year, if we are around there, the investment in marketing and mass communication was relevant. And this is position. So we have positioning, customers and consumers. We have position where management wants you to achieve. The difference, the variance, is what we call a perceptual gap. It's a gap of perceptions. The perception of management, they know where they want to head, and the real perception of customers and consumers, where you are now in their perception. So we spoke about all these objectives. We have a set maybe of 10 phrases, which are 10 objectives, which are 10 marketing objectives. The last element to see is the yearly sales forecast. It's about time we speak about numbers. So you have to set, and you can use different ways as a tool, to set the yearly sales forecast. And the basic thing here is just to estimate a number of products or number of services per category that you can sell next year. Whether you take this year's figures, whether you analyze deeply next year's quarters, months, but you need here to take the basics of the basic means, the very basic element means, you have to take the number of products, services that you believe you can sell in different months. You can estimate the average price that you can have for the different products, services, and then you have some kind of a rough estimation. It is just a forecast. It has to be done per month, per quarter, sometimes within the month, according to seasonality of some of your businesses here in class. Speak about the weeks, the seasonality within the week, weekdays, weekends, and going into details according to the industry and market that you are coming from. So overall, you have here a sentence, and this is an objective. It is a marketing objective for next year. Next year, our sales will reach, top of the line, will reach this and that number as an estimation. So we have seen quite quickly and quite briefly how, once we know the basics, once we have the benchmark, once we start to realize what marketing is all about, for example, prioritization, having a set definition of what comes first and what comes second, we can easily gather and grasp the marketing objectives. And this is the moment we are now having the marketing objectives before we continue and execute them in the third chapter.